Have you ever watched an NFL storyline unfold and suddenly felt that icy chill crawl up the back of your neck? That sixth sense whispering that this isn't just about football anymore, that what you're witnessing has cracked through the surface of sport and is tunneling into something deeper. Culture? Timing? Destiny? That's exactly what's happening in Cleveland right now. On paper, it looks harmless. Two rookie quarterbacks duking it out for a backup spot in a preseason sideshow the league barely advertises. But get close enough and you'll feel it in your bones. This is no ordinary camp battle. One of those rookies is fighting like his NFL dream is dangling by a thread, diving on every snap like it's a grenade. The other? He's somehow changing the gravitational field of the entire franchise without even stepping back onto the field. This isn't a competition, it's a collision, something tectonic. And the wildest part? The guy making all of it happen seems to be winning by doing absolutely nothing. That's the dirty truth nobody likes to say out loud in the NFL. Sometimes the most devastating move a quarterback can make is standing still. No jaw-dropping throws, no miracle drives, just existing. Just creating that undeniable charge in the atmosphere. Some guys walk into a room and you feel your pulse quicken, not because of what they've done, but because of what they seem capable of.
Sanders is that dude. It's not confidence or hype, it's raw gravity. And somehow, without playing a down in week 2, he's got an entire franchise orbiting around him like a planet caught in his pull. Of course, if you ask the Browns brass, they'll swear this is a pure meritocracy. 2 rookies enter, 1 man earns it. No politics, no narrative, just football. Except that's not what any of us are watching anymore. We're watching a spark catch dry tinder, hype meeting timing, narrative swallowing reality, and reputations either rising like smoke or evaporating before your eyes. That's where Dylan Gabriel enters the chat. He's the one who was supposed to turn this story back into a football game. Recovered from a hamstring strain, walked into practice with his face buried in the playbook, doing every single thing an NFL rookie is supposed to do. And when he finally stepped onto that preseason field for 2 drives, it looked like the beginning of a takeover. Precision passing, pocket calm, 13 for 18 with barely a bead of sweat on his forehead. Even the broadcast crew started clearing their throats, getting ready for a narrative pivot. Wait a minute, could Gabriel actually be pushing Sanders? Then, one decision, one ball, one nightmare. Tries to laser a tight window throw between the numbers. Instead, it lands softly in the arms of Andrew Makuba like a handwritten gift, and Makuba strolls into the end zone like he's early to dinner. Gabriel's first NFL touchdown scored by the opponent. You could see every ounce of confidence leak out of him. Next drive, the details crumble. Bad mesh on a handoff to Pierre Strong, ball on the grass, crowd groaning. 2 moments, that's all it took. Because on most preseason nights, you shake that off. But not when there's a cultural tidal wave swelling just a few feet to your left. Because that's where Sanders sat, helmet off, pads unbuckled, one arm casually hanging on the bench like he owned the place. He didn't smile, didn't trash talk, didn't appear to care. But somehow, that still image hit the internet like a meteor strike. TikTok clips started tearing through the algorithm, hashtags popping off across X. Nobody was even watching the game anymore, they were watching him watch the game. Sanders hijacked the entire night without throwing a single pass. And no, that's not luck. When Sanders arrived in Cleveland, he didn't show up like just another draft pick. He came in moving with the force of a storyline that was already halfway written. His preseason debut versus Carolina wasn't just impressive, it felt predestined. 14 completions, a couple touchdowns, and an energy that had veterans nodding like they'd just seen the future in motion. When he stepped off the field that night, fans didn't just applaud, they coronated. And since that moment, everything around him has ignited like gasoline on an open flame. The ratings for that game topped 2 million live viewers. Nike executives started rehearsing marketing campaigns with his name before he even got a second-team-issued snapback. NFL Network aired a segment titled "Sanders and the Culture Shift." Suddenly, nobody was analyzing footwork or coverage reads. They were talking symbolism, momentum, identity. Somehow, before week 1 ever arrived, Sanders slipped from rookie to symbol. And when you become a symbol, logic stops mattering. Inside the Browns facility, veterans were whispering, tapping him on the shoulder like they could feel the electricity bleeding off him. GM Andrew Barry tells him, "I'm proud of you," in the hallway, and half the locker room leans in like they just overheard a royal decree. Meanwhile, Dylan Gabriel is still walking around with laminated play calls and a dream. So when he made that deadly throw, when that second mistake put a spotlight on his unraveling night, it didn't just dent his chances, it confirmed everyone's suspicion. The battle was over before it began. Sanders didn't need to win the job. The universe already handed it to him in the form of belief. Gabriel didn't lose by playing poorly. He lost because he was trying to outrun a narrative avalanche. And here's the nightmare NFL secret. You can't tackle momentum. You can't scheme against myth. You can't blitz destiny off the edge. Once a fan base decides they've seen the future wearing number 5, every safe play, every steady throw, every smart decision starts to feel irrelevant. Sanders has ripped a sleepy preseason into primetime must-watch chaos. He's turned a depth chart into a cultural referendum, and he's done it from the bench.
So yes, let the coaching staff keep serving us their cliché buffet. It's a process. We're still evaluating. It's anybody's job to win. They can keep peddling that right into the microphones, but the truth already leaked out into the world. It's in your group chat, sitting on your FYP, and staring at you in that Sanders jersey you already have saved in your shopping cart. One rookie is begging just to be acknowledged. The other accidentally lit a revolution. And if you think this little preseason saga wraps up by Labor Day, grab your popcorn. Because in Cleveland, the movie hasn't even hit the climax. Alright, let's really dive in, because what's happening in Cleveland right now doesn't feel like preseason football. It feels like the opening scene of a movie where you know the quiet part is about to turn into absolute chaos. On the surface, you've got your classic training camp quarterback battle. Multiple names on the depth chart. Reporters charting every throw like Wall Street brokers. Coaches giving the same calm, "we're evaluating everything" speech. But zoom in just a little and you'll see the truth. This entire production is revolving around a rookie who hasn't taken a real snap in weeks and somehow still owns every headline in the NFL. Why? Because this isn't about mechanics. It's not even about experience. This is about star power. That unexplainable pull that makes people perk up when you enter a room. Sanders has it in doses even Hollywood agents dream about. And from the moment he lit up Carolina in his preseason debut, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, ice in his veins, this stopped being about who might be Cleveland's future. The fans decided right then and there, he is the future. They've simply been waiting for ownership to catch up. Officially, the Browns are calling it a minor oblique tweak. Routine, precautionary, no big deal. Unofficially, that tweak has done more damage to Cleveland's quarterback room hierarchy than any blown knee could. Every throw Dylan Gabriel makes is held up next to Sanders. Every time Joe Flacco trots out in warm-ups, fans groan that they're wasting reps. Kenny Pickett can't so much as jog without someone yelling on Twitter, "Where's Sanders?" 3 men are technically fighting for the job, but only one of them moves the needle. The Browns keep saying it's about experience. Fans are laughing because they know it's about politics. Handing the keys to a rookie like Sanders isn't just putting him under center. It changes the entire identity of your franchise overnight. He isn't just a quarterback. He's a content machine, a cash register, a cultural lightning rod. You don't start Sanders so much as you launch him, and that comes with fallout the front office may not be ready for. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has practically memorized his script for the cameras. Trust the process. Competition brings out the best. We'll make the right decision. Meanwhile, his Man Center docuseries runs on YouTube like a campaign ad. The irony? The moment Sanders cooked Carolina like it was Week 12 and not preseason, the illusion of open competition evaporated. You could see it on fan faces leaving the stadium. It wasn't, "Hey, that was exciting." It was, "That's our guy." Gabriel had his audition in Philadelphia and cratered. A pick six, a bobbled snap, body language screaming uncertainty.
He didn't just lose control, he looked like he didn't belong in the same conversation as Sanders. And the public is ruthless. The very moment he looked human, Sanders, from the sideline, dropped a grenade on social media. "Don't lose that energy, I'll be back soon." 5 words and the internet melted. Suddenly, Gabriel wasn't struggling, he was wasting time that should belong to Sanders. Look at the current cast. Flacco delivers nostalgia, not hope. Pickett is competent wallpaper. Gabriel is a project years away from payoff, and this fan base has waited long enough. Sanders, he's a walking tidal wave. Jackson State phenom, Colorado swagger, Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, NIL superstar. He doesn't beg for attention, attention chases him. He steps off the plane and the city's GDP spikes. So here's Cleveland's dilemma in plain terms. Play it safe by hiding behind experience and hope this storm dies down, or lean into the chaos, hand the franchise over to the kid everyone's already chanting for, and accept the wild ride that's about to follow. One choice buys you a few weeks of peace. The other might just change the next 10 years, for better or worse, but guarantees Cleveland is relevant again.
The executives will keep acting like they're making some complicated chess move, but fans have already simplified it. Gabriel had his shot, he blinked. Flacco and Pickett are placeholders. Sanders hasn't played, and he's still winning poll after poll, trending daily, and selling out team stores with a jersey he barely got a chance to sweat in. That's not hype, that's destiny knocking on the door. So buckle in, Browns Nation. This isn't a quarterback controversy anymore, it's a takeover. And if you've got any sense of football history, you know what comes next. The moment Sanders straps those pads back on, it's not just Cleveland watching, it's the entire league bracing for impact. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep your notification bell smashed, because when Sanders finally gets the green light to step back on that field, you're not going to want to miss a single second of what happens next.